What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a special Friday edition of Between the Circles. I'm JC Zargo, here to break down today's NHL slate. I did a show on Tuesdays. We do, every Tuesday. And I was looking at today's slate last night. I was really liking it. So I decided let's do a Friday show as well. Normally on this show, I've been doing, kind of working my way through the slate and uh, kind of giving you my train of thought, how I look at the numbers and whatnot. However, I found that this show gets way more views on the playback than live, and that style just didn't really lend itself to that. So, going to take a more traditional route. I'm just going to walk through the slate. I already got my thoughts put together. I'm going to show you guys what I found, give you my best bets, and give you some winners. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. First game on my plate, I got the Carolina Panthers visiting the Florida. Ooh, I'm so sorry. I said Carolina Hurricanes visiting the Florida Panthers. Both teams have won 2 games in a row, and both games were won in overtime. Kind of a weird trend for these teams. It's also the first time these guys are seeing each other since the Eastern Conference Finals when Florida took down Carolina. So this one, Florida's been nasty at home, 4-1 at home, kind of picking up where they left off last season. They haven't been as great on the road, posted a 500 record. Carolina, similarly, dominant at home as always, and 4-5 on the road. So, a simple glance at these numbers, you kind of got to lean towards the home team. However, the Panthers had an extremely easy schedule at home. So their 4 wins at home came against Columbus, Seattle, San Jose, and Toronto. So really nothing that impressive. Their losses over their last 10 have come. They lost to Chicago, they lost to Boston, Vancouver. So they're just winning the easy games, losing the games to better opponents, and even some inferior opponents. So kind of, not too much going on here, but I kind of lean Carolina. I also lean the over because these teams, Carolina picking up last season, shooting the puck like crazy. Florida, though, they're shooting a lot too. Like most of their games, close to 40 shots. So high scoring games for both teams so far this season. So I definitely would take the over here. The problem is it's sitting at 6.5 at -120 on FanDuel. I don't know if there are better odds out there. Last night I was looking at it, there was not, but let's see if it moved. Yeah, 110. That's pretty good. 6.5 -110 over. If you're feeling frisky, you might just throw a Carolina money line and an over together. I like it, but it's not cheat worthy for me. It's not my favorite play. There are better spots on this short slate. So we're gonna push to one of those games right now in the Minnesota Wild visiting the Buffalo Sabres. So Minnesota, they head up to Buffalo after being in New York City last night. They lost 4-1 to the Rangers. They're now 5-5, 1-1, and they have to take on a Buffalo team that's coming off an OT loss against the Carolina Hurricanes. This Buffalo team super similar to what we saw last season: high shooting, high scoring, but still not an impressive record. Sitting at 500, so certainly a point they can turn it around this year. It's nothing, um, catastrophic. Not falling too far behind, but obviously you're going to need better than 500 to make a playoff run. This game could go either way. However, one of my favorite bets is if a team's playing back-to-back games like the Wild are and they have to travel, which the Wild are, take the other team in the first period. So Buffalo minus half a goal in the first period, plus 154. This is a bet that was truly profitable for me last season. Hasn't been hitting at least the ones I have bet have not been hitting as well this season. I think I'm like 1-2, but it's a numbers thing that's the right move. So just a little unlucky, but with such great odds and two teams that I think match up well together, um, should be a solid play with a great payout. Like I said, as for the game, I can really see it going either way. Um, Minnesota has not been anything too impressive, and Buffalo, they're going to score goals. It's just a question of whether or not Minnesota will keep pace. So I lean Buffalo, but my only play in this one is coming on that first period. Next game up, Washington Capitals at the New Jersey Devils. Washington, this is their fourth road game of the season. So they played 11th, their 12th game of the season, only their fourth on the road, but it's already their second time in New Jersey. They went in and beat the Devils 6-4 last month. The Devils are 3-2 at home. And based on the kind of lackluster play we've seen out of New Jersey, it definitely seems like an opportunity for the Capitals to go steal another one in Jersey. But I haven't seen, it would just be a lot, right, to see this team pull off that upset twice in a month. I'm not saying it's impossible. Definitely the numbers kind of point to that. But Jersey going to want to do everything in their power to keep that from happening again. So I'm not going to bet on it. But if you're going to, I wouldn't blame you. Money line plus 152. It's a great payout. Nothing much else on this game. I watched a little bit of the Capitals this year. I haven't watched too much of the Devils, so I don't have a good read on them and what's going to happen tonight. So I don't have a play there for y'all. Next game up, another game, one of my favorite plays is on cross country Canadian action. Calgary Flames going to Toronto to play the Maple Leafs. Calgary, they're on a 3-game road trip. They'll try again against the disappointing Leafs team. They believe they're coming off a win at home against the Predators, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so they were on the 7th. What was that? Yeah, Tuesday, they were in Nashville. No, they were home against Nashville, won. Now they hit the road. They got the Leafs. The Leafs have been extremely disappointing this season, especially at home. Now, we all know, maybe you don't know, Toronto does not have the same home ice advantage as a lot of other teams do. It's a very corporate environment, so they've kind of all the businesses in Toronto have kind of bought up all the season tickets, priced out the fans, and so it's a very sterile environment, and it's not a rockin' home ice, so it's not like what you would see in other arenas across the league. However, you still want a winning record at home. The Leafs are only 2-3. They get, I believe, Markstrom is in net for Calgary. I'll confirm that right now. Unconfirmed. Okay, so it's Woll going for the Leafs, and yeah, he's got a 500 record going against. It's supposed to be Markstrom, who he's been decent in net, but his team's just not produced anything to help him get some wins. So he's 2-6. Calgary doesn't travel well. Toronto needs to turn things around after losing to Ottawa. When was that? That yesterday, day before yesterday? Yeah. So they were at home, lost to Ottawa 6-3, and that's a bad look. Losing to Ottawa at home. So with Calgary coming in, I expect a stomping, and I'm on the 60-minute line here, which is paying out almost even money. FanDuel's got it in minus 105. Which is probably about as good as you're going to find. So look for Toronto, turn it around at home against Calgary, minus 105. That's one of my favorite plays. Let me go ahead and post these plays in the comments for y'all. Make it nice and easy. Also, too, so all these plays are already on the sheet. If you don't follow the Nuke the House, you need to. Covering every sport, everything from hockey, football, NASCAR, basketball, UFC. I mean, you name it, we do it. Completely free. So follow us on Twitter at Nuke the House. Follow me on Twitter at Daddy Zargs. And so you'll on the Nuke the House website, all our daily plays are listed. A bunch of great guys, great plays. Almost all of our plays are plus money plays, and yeah, it's tracked. We're winning people, a lot of people, a lot of money. But what I was saying, I got my picks posted there most every day. I don't necessarily this early in the season. I don't have a play every day. Just still feeling out some teams, pick my spots. So yeah. But today's bets already up there, and I'll post them here since you were kind enough to join me here. Whoops, I actually posted the same one twice. Sorry about that. Got a little distracted trying to post this. Cool. We'll keep it moving. Short slate today, so I know it'd be a nice quick show. Kind of want to get a groove going, and let people know what to expect. I had a slow start to the season. I'm not going to lie. I'm honest about my losses. It was abysmal. I'll pull it up. Just I'm not hiding from it. Started the season 3-13. Really abysmal. There was like an 8-game losing skid in there. Part of the business. Comes to the territory, you're gonna have winning streak, you're gonna have losing streaks. We're gonna even it out. It was really tough to start the season that way. A lot of bad beats. I've kind of moved off the 60-minute lines. That's normally a great bet. I got burned with a lot of them. The team I picked won, but they won in overtime. And so moving off that has kind of helped. Kind of push back to a 500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-5 the last 10. So trending in the right direction. Just it should not have a proper read on the season to start. So honestly, if you missed that, if you're just joining, awesome, because I got that crowd behind me, and we're here to straighten things out and win some money. And you know what? Even if you don't think I'm that good, just fade me. Come view the picks, pick the opposite. But we're starting to get rolling here. Feeling more confident about these picks. My system seems to be more accurate, being a little more conservative with the plays until we really get rolling. Yeah, we're about to start a nice streak here. So we continue though. Got 2 plays up, and I know I got at least one more for y'all and a couple more recommendations. So as I said, 6-game slate. Just wanted to do a nice quick show for you all. So going to close out with these 2 West Coast games. An interesting one here is Philadelphia at Anaheim. Anaheim, they're almost done with this long homestand. It was a 5-game set. This is the 4th game. They're 2-1 at this point. They are playing extremely well compared to their expectations for this season. Chat. Trap got asked, what are the 60-minute lines play in the chat? Great question. Should have explained that. So, you have your money line, drops everyone knows is just the outright winner. In hockey, the 60-minute line is betting on a team to win in regulation. So, especially this season, we've seen a lot of overtime games. And so if you're willing to bet on that team to win in regulation and the game not to go to overtime, you get much better odds. So, for example, that Toronto game. Oh, I put that. I just said 60-minute line. And that's probably what he's asking. He's not asking me to explain. He's probably asking what game it was. But I'm already halfway through explaining, so I'll explain. So Toronto to win outright is minus 156. However, if we bet on them to win in regulation, we get the line all the way down to minus 105. So depending on the game, I try not to get greedy, but I'm not going to make a minus 156 bet. So to kind of get some of that juice back, just bet on them to win in regulation. But thank you for either way. Thanks for the question. Whether you're looking for some clarification on which team it was for, or explanation of the bet, which is just to win in regulation, you got it. Toronto. Boom. Got B133 in the chat. What's up, JC? Let's get some winners. I completely agree, my man. I'm feeling really good about today's plays. I've been, digging in some more numbers, watching some more hockey, getting a better feel of things, and I'm really excited for tonight. So I was saying Anaheim, 5-game home set. They're 2-1 at this point. They are only 3-3 at home, so they kind of had a little slow start to the season, really turned things around. I'm excited to see what they do the rest of the way. I'm not getting overly confident because this, it's a very young team, it's a very inexperienced team, but they're really fun to watch. They're 9-3 at the spread, so good teams win, but great teams cover. So you got to like that out of the Ducks. Philly's kind of on a weird road trip. They hosted the Kings on the 4th of November. Then they traveled, so they were in Philly. Then they traveled to San Jose, gave the Sharks their first win of the season. Now they're in Anaheim. Then they go to LA on Sunday, and then they're off to Carolina before returning home. So I don't know. Nothing really to gain from a betting perspective there. Just thought it was a weird scheduling hitch. Regardless, though, Philly, man, that was disgusting performance in San Jose. So, for those of you that have not been keeping up with the horrible Sharks, opened the season with 10 or 11 losses, 10, 11. And then Canucks came to town, beat them 10-0. Penguins came to town, beat them 10-2. Then the Flyers come in, and the Sharks finally pick up a win, 2-1. And then last night they actually beat the Oilers. So last night, might have been the night before. So don't look now. Sharks are on a bit of a winning streak, all thanks to the Philadelphia Flyers. So Ducks have already beaten this team, the Flyers. They won 7-4 back in October, and I'm thinking history will repeat itself here. Philly's down bad after losing to the Sharks, and I know it's reflective of their play, right? They've just not been a good team. Anaheim already exploiting them, and now getting to play them in Anaheim. Ducks are kind of starting to feel themselves, especially on this home stand. I really like. Sorry. Ducks are really starting to find their way. Now, we're talking about the 60-minute line because, like I said, bit of a losing streak to start season. I don't want to get greedy. I am just taking the Anaheim money line at -105. If you want to be bold and get the regulation play, it's probably going to be around +130 or so. I wouldn't blame anyone, but again, just trying to get those wins, kind of rebuild up that bankroll. So simple Ducks -105. Don't get greedy with it, or do. If you're feeling lucky, go ahead. But when you got close to even money on a play, that's enough for me. I don't chase those high plus money plays. If they're there, I'll take them. But anything, when it's a great bet like this at even money, I think that's awesome. I don't feel the need to chase the high dollars and risk it with the 60-minute line. And I've been super unlucky with the 60-minute line this season. If you watch Tuesday's show, I gave out the Coyotes money line. It was like -115, which is a little more. I normally don't like to go that much in the negative. Like normally I like to keep it at 110 or better, but I was like, no, I really like this play. I think it's safe. Tempted to do 60, but I kept it at the money line and they ended up winning in a shootout. So just the luck I've had this season. I'm taking money line when it's a decent payout. So Ducks. And then a final game, San Jose and Vegas. This is a wild one. The line moved from last night. Last night I saw Vegas was like -465 all the way up to -530. I don't want to touch this game at all because Vegas is playing incredibly well. Hill has been incredible between the pipes. Obviously, the Sharks suck. granted, they're on a winning streak. So that's kind of why I'm not. There's no good play with Vegas, right? Like even Vegas minus 1.5 is minus 188. But I don't know. Sharks got a couple wins. Do they continue? Maybe. Like, I mean, probably not. So I'm not going to bet it. But we've seen crazier things happen in the National Hockey League. So, if you're just itching for a bet, maybe take a stab at it. But Vegas should blow them out. But at the same time, divisional team, maybe find their footing in the season. Unlikely, but just not with the juice, right? So you want to bet on something crazy, bet on the Sharks to win. That'd be crazy. Other than that, I don't really think there's a play here. The over's not bad. Yeah, no, the over's pretty bad. To the 6.5, and I don't see San Jose doing much scoring. So Vegas would have to carry most of that. What's their team total? I just said nothing on this game, but you guys are kind of talking me into it. The more I talk about it, the more I think about it. Shoot. Team total. Here we go. Vegas over 4.5 goals paying up. It's not a bad bet. Have they played yet this season? On October 12th, Vegas won 4-1. That's an option. If you really wanted to bet on this game, if it's late, you want another move, maybe take the Vegas over team total. But that's about it. So there you have it. 3 plays. Missed something in the comments. And check out all my future plays on the Nuke the House website. Be sure to give me and Nuke the House a follow. We do appreciate it. Drop that like. I'm doing this every Tuesday. I might add, what do you think? Oh, what do you think the Devils said? Got a question. Thank you. Thank you for the question, Draft God. What do you think of Devils 60-minute line? Touched on that. I don't love it, honestly, because Washington already beat the Devils once this season. We've seen really lackluster play from the Devils. Granted, let me check one thing before I solidify that opinion. Let me see who was in net for that loss. I just don't think either team's playing very well right now. I don't think either team's very good. And we've already seen Washington exploit this Jersey team. But let me look at the goalies real quick before I get my official. So Vanacek is in net. It's likely. Kemper expected. And in that game, Shepard was in net. Okay. And then Vanacek and Schmid. So Schmid, kind of choked that one away. I'll be honest, I don't love it. I kind of lean Washington. I'm not making a play on Washington if that's the way I lean. Burned by the Devils last time they played the Caps. Yeah. I'm also it's so tricky too because I don't put like too much stock in what we saw a few weeks ago, right? Like different, like that was the beginning of the season. A lot has changed at this point, but you got to kind of keep it in consideration, and especially when the score was that bad. Which is where I'm at. I really wanted to bet this one because I was looking at it, and the numbers are juicy for Washington, honestly. But knowing, what did I see? Jersey just getting blown out by Colorado. Like, you never know if they're going to come out flat or with a little more fire. So that's why I got that. Thank you for the questions. If any more questions come about, shoot them to me on Twitter at DaddyZarg. More than happy to answer them, whether they're about my picks, a pick you want to make. Love talking hockey, love betting. So more than happy to help you guys out. You can also, Discord. There's a New House Discord. Check out the website. You can join that. Great community, people talking. You can get, more opinions there as well. But as I was saying, I do the show every Tuesday, and I might add Friday to the regular. But this was a little bonus episode because I like the slate. Want to talk it out with y'all. Glad we're able to do that. So thank you so much for joining me, and let's get some winners tonight.